you think? Can you make this a little more minimal? Seems to be a little bit busy.
This is exactly why today's episode is this. My best bet, pizza serve. My best bet, pizza serve. Best that I can do. Yeah. Tell the truth. Yeah. Let's get into today's episode of the podcast. Yeah. All right, y'all. So the time has came. The time is here. I noticed from last episode of the podcast, 3 different people saw the same shape. However, did the same 3 people see the same thing? No, they didn't. Now, why didn't they see the same thing? Find out today on today's episode of the podcast by watching today's episode of Designing Last. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Designing Last. I'm your host here, Deft Devin, and before we start off today's episode of the podcast with the shapeshift game, I'm going to pick up from where we left off from last episode by just sharing you all why everybody saw something different. Man, I'm talking about a simple shape gave me so many countless different things that people saw. Some stuff I know people were just messing around being funny, and that's all fun as well. And then others, man, people really push the boundaries of what different perspective of what it could be seen. Yet no one said the same thing that the other person did, and that's what really got me going, y'all. Like, the reason why it worked the way it worked, if you ask me, I'm going to tell you it's because it's simple. People are not a monolith. Black people are not a monolith. Creators are not a monolith. I mean, in general, people think for themselves unless they choose to flock with the herd. And when you put people in a position where they have to be able to make a decision for themselves, I see that there's a habit or pattern that naturally there are going to be some similarities here and there, but depending on what their circumstances is, especially with the shapeshift game, people automatically, I don't know, whether they're trying to or not, it just happens that they're not going to see the same thing. Now, of course, over time, if you give them enough chance to be able to suggest enough different things that they can see, of course, eventually you're going to see something. Oh yeah, I saw that too. Oh yeah, that too. But the initial responses that I'm seeing from the people who have been watching and playing along the shapeshift game, as far as offline, man, it's been very interesting to say the least. Like, it's very intriguing to see the results that we're getting, and I feel like if we continue on with this, we're going to continue to see more of that. So allow me to go ahead and jump right on into today's shapeshift game, where we're going to choose a different shape, but yet once again the exercise or the objective is still always the same. Change your perspective and you'll change your outcome. So, with that being said, I'm going to do some thinking about what today's shape is going to be. We've done circles. We've done squares, triangles, diamond. Now I'm looking for the next shape, and I think I know what it is. It's gonna be one that we all recognize, yet sometimes we don't give it enough attention. So, what today's shape I'm going to draw. I just got to finish drawing, but I'm going to give you all a moment after I show you it to come up with your ideas of what things I'm going to draw, and then I'm going to draw something, and you can put it down in the comments of what you think I'm going to draw. So, with that being said, today's shape for today's segment of the Shapeshift game is none other than alright. So with that being said, we got our hexagon, and I think we should go ahead and give you all that 3 seconds to just pause and come up with some ideas of what things you think I'm going to draw for this shape. You know what? I'll make it easier for you. I'm going to even give you a couple options. And you can even choose A, B, or C. We'll see what you guys think. Option A, do you think I'm going to draw a stop sign? Option B, do you think I'm going to draw a sucker? Option C, do you think I'm going to draw some kind of cylinder? All right. Well, this time I'm going to go ahead and start drawing, and we're going to find out what you all think I'm going to draw. That's going to shape this shift of this. Sorry, that's going to shift the shape of this object, and hopefully change your perspective of the different things that you can see with just the matter of moments, or within the matter of moments. And, all right. With that said, let's get to it. Now, this object that I'm drawing, of course, this is just my illustration of it, so this is definitely not how it really looks. However, for today, if you chose A, hey man, you ace this one. That's right, you ace this This is not even a quiz or a test, but you're thinking in a different direction. So, once again, it originally was just a shape until it changed into an object, just based off of what I was thinking. Listen to this again. Once again, hexagon. What do you think I'm going to draw with this hexagon? The options, once again, do you think I'm going to draw a stop sign, a cylinder, or do you think I'm going to draw a fish tank? At this time, hopefully you've locked in your answers, and I'm going to start drawing and see what I come up with. Okay. So, I now will show you what I drew. However, if you chose a cylinder, you are correct. Now, if you thought of something else, hey man, that's even better. Because hey, the options are endless. There's no right or wrong answer. We're just trying to see what things we can think of on the fly in a deft manner. Alright, let's draw this once again. Same shape, hexagon. And let's see what else we can come up with when it comes down to another perspective of looking at this shape and shifting our perspective. All right. For this round of the shapeshift game, once again, you see the shape, and now it's going to be changed. See, blank canvas. So, at this time, your options are going to be the following: a sucker, a fish tank, the sun, at this moment, I want you to go ahead and lock in your answer. What do you see when you look at that shape? Or this shape? What do you see? What do you think I'm going to draw? All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw what I see, and we'll see what you come up with. Yeah. This is something the average person probably is not going to see. However, this is what I saw. You can tell me what you think. So, the shape at this time went from a hexagon to, if you said C at the sun, you're right. If you didn't, you're still right. Because, like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. But still, you see how it changed the shape by changing our perspective of how we looked at it? I think this is pretty cool, man. For this last one, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to draw. I'm just going to draw, and I'll allow you to be able to guess or say just what you think of when you see this. So once again, hexagon, shape. All right. Let's see. What do I want to draw? Huh. All right. Okay. Well, I came up with this. So at this time, if you guys have not already said what you want to think it is, please do so before I go ahead and show you what I have. All right. So here we go. This is what I came up with. It once was just an ordinary hexagon. Now it's a castle underneath the sea, and it's not SpongeBob. Yet it's still a fish tank. So, man, I think that was pretty cool. You know, I don't want to go on and on and on because, you know, like I said, there's endless possibilities. However, as always, you gotta leave in that on a note when you get a chance to be able to now take this shape and create something new with it. And drop a comment down below what you come up with. You don't have to take no pictures or do anything extra. We just want to know what else could you create with this image. Go. we give you permission to. Not that you need it from us anyways, but in case if you feel like that, hey, please do us all the great service of showing us how deaf you are in your own way. Say that because, man, it's so fascinating to see how, not only how people think and why they think what they think, but how different circumstances change that, and how in real time people say one thing or feel one way, but definitely do something differently depending on the circumstances of who's in the room, what's going on, and so much forth. And so much so on and forward. I'm having a hard time finding my words today, forgive me. But what I'm trying to say is this. When it really comes down to it, man, I really am not only surprised, but also intrigued, like that not only did people see different things from the last episode of the podcast, they get a chance to be able to see if what this game does in a different light. It's not just something that created just to get some engagement. No, this is something that really can change your trajectory within your career, because this is something that I use as a real tool to sharpen my skills, and you can do so too. We do that type of stuff here on this podcast all the time. So if you're someone who's into creativity, thinking deeper, business minded, and likes to have fun, follow. We would love to have you on. With that being said, man, this month is going by very, very fast, and the amount of things that got going on is too much to be able to keep on trying to tell you every week what we got going on in the podcast. That's why it's important that you sign up for our newsletter. It's the best way to be able to find out what's going on with the business, what other things we're trying to incorporate into the business, and how you can get involved. It's not a one-man show here. This really is a community that is building itself brick by brick, engagement by conversations that are not only thought-provoking, but they are genuine, clear, and they lead to something bigger. They don't just, oh yeah, we had a conversation that was fun and then that was it. No, these conversations live on because they shape the future for what design, culture, and creativity have to offer. And that is a big part of the DNA that makes up this brand. Designing Labs especially, and Deft, because that is all part of the all-encompassing ecosystem. So whenever you watch this podcast, or you watch Deft Friday, or you watch the Mystified Moments, which you will be coming back with more episodes of that, with more quick, easy digestible content that you can just click and watch and don't have to worry about interacting with. However, all of this is still in the name of the culture first. It's for the people first. So that's why we always say thank you to everyone who's been involved. And for those who are new to the channel and new to what we have to offer, we say thank you. And man, keep on coming back because we have so much more for you. But you're only going to get it is the only way you're going to get it is by being consistent the same way you ask that we be consistent as well. So you hold us accountable and we hold you accountable. So with that being said, it's a great partnership. It's a great healthy balance. There's no one person's more important than the other. And I feel because of that, that's the reason why our brand has not only lasting standing power, but also has something that just cannot be duplicated. And it's not something that I can even speak on because it just is. They always talk about it's in me, not on me. Well, it really is around here. Like, what I'm saying? We run a tight shift and we have fun with what we do. And not every project comes out how I did envision it, but guess what? We trust the process. And because we trust the process, our projects come out 9 out of 10 times way more ahead of the curve than they do below the bar. So because of that, all I can say is, man, I'm ecstatic and so happy of just the simple success of knowing that we do quality work here. We're a premium brand building a premium legacy, a premium core audience, and you are the premium clients that represent the future of the culture that we represent, So if you haven't already, been following along with, my other projects I have going on as far as the music, the film, Sketchy Success, which is still on its promotional, not promotional, why did I say that? Why it's still on its festival run. I just want to say, man, continue to keep praying and wishing as well as we continue to knock down more barriers and continue to challenge the norm when it comes down to design and the way things are to how they are today, because we are here to shake up things. And man, what they say, rebel with a cause. Well, I ain't trying to say we are rebels or not, but if that's what you classify it as, we'll take it, man, because hey, man, something needs to be given. So with that being said, hey, I just want to say thank you all once again. This has been another lovely, man, fun, yet eye-opening episode of Designing Last, where I was not expecting the results to get that we got. I was not expecting the results that we got. So I have to say, man, hats off to you all for challenging my vision as well. Like, I don't have all the answers in perspective of how the outcome is going to be, but I definitely believe in what we have to offer here, and what we are offering seems to be not only working, but it has an impact that it ain't gonna change. So hey, with that said, just keep being Deft, keep being creative, stay engaged, and man, just remember, Deft is building culture and designing for the future. You know, we're a business on the rise, and why shouldn't you be surprised? Until next time, I'm Devin here with another episode of Designing Laughs on Deft. Or with Deft. We gotta figure that out, y'all. Until next time, though. Peace. Oh, also, don't forget, on Patreon, y'all, exclusively, new episodes of Cook This. Also, behind the scenes of Designer Labs and more exclusive just Deft content that you're only going to see only on Patreon. And guess what? You're invited.